Hari Om. Let's start with the prayer. Om Samasta Jana Kalyane Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vidvaram Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanura Mardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Tvameva Mata Cha Pitattvameva Tvameva Bandhusya Sakattvameva Tvameva Vidya Dravidam Tvameva Tvameva Sarvam Amadeva Deva Tvameva Sarvam Gurudeva Deva. Hari Om. We are doing the Vedanta Sangraha of Sri Ramaraya Kavi, and we are the 8th chapter where he is talking about the sadhana, how one can get this truth, and the truth is the recognition, just as you are the 10th man. You are the 10th man means everybody searching for the 10th man without counting themselves, so searching all over outside for the 10th man, where the 10th man is he himself. Just as I am searching for happiness outside without knowing that I am the happy, the source of happiness is coming from myself only, without knowing that I am looking for happiness all over the world. And that exactly is the statement here. Etad ajnana purvaka eva manushyeham sthuloham karnoham sukhiyoham dukhyaham ichadi sarva samsaraha. So before the knowledge took place, that what is knowledge? You are the 10th man, same way you are what you are seeking for, tattvamasi. To appreciate the tattvamasi, I should have the proper mind to inquire, to look within. I am the 10th man. I am is what? I am not this, but I am pure existent consciousness is also Ananda Swarupam. That's what essentially implies that I am, I know I exist, and I know I am conscious entity, but what I do not know is I am infinite entity, Brahman. So Aham Brahmasmi, that has to be Aham Brahmasmi, that has to be understood, and that's what the teaching is, Tattvamasi. You are that infinite thing that you are searching for. And until that knowledge took place, assuming that I am only this is starting with, I am a Manushoham, so Manusheham, I am the human being, Stuloham, I am the fat, I am the blind, I am happy, I am rogi, I am arogi, so I am healthy, and Dukhyaham Ichadi Sarva Samsaraha. This is a Adi. It's only, he gives him simple examples. Sarva Samsara, everybody is Samsara. Sarva means everybody is Samsara. Where I am identifying with the properties of this as my property. That's what it is essentially. And Atmanatma Tadatmya Adhyasa Mulakatvat Darsi Samsarasya Tadadhyasasya Cha Ajnana Karyatvat. Now here says, what is the cause for this? And this suffering is Atma, Anatma, Tadatmyam. That means identity of self that I am with the non-self as this is. So non-self is that which I can point out, which is because I cannot point out myself. So I cannot say I am this. So I can only stop because I cannot identify I am with something else other than myself. So any this which is different from I am, I cannot be. That is the anatma. So atma, anatma, tadatmyam means it's not just tadatmyam, means intense identification with I am this, I am this, I am this, with the body, at the body level, with the mind level, at the intellect level. These are the three levels. I identify myself as I am this, this, this. Why do I identify? Because I don't know who I am. Fundamentally, I don't know who I am. Therefore, I am taking what I am not as I am. So here, this is a fundamental human problem. And it says that it says Atma Anatma Tadatmyam, the identification that I am this. And how does it come? Adhyasa Mulakatvat, because of the superimposition of that he covered before. Adhyasa Apavada in the previous chapter 4 and 5. Mulakatvat, because of that, darsita samsarasya tadadhyasasya cha ajnanam karyatvat. So this adhyasa is what I am seeing, identification, I am this. Where did this come from? It is a adhyasa only, a superimposition on something other than what it is. And that's what it is. On Brahman, something is as though superimposed, and I am identifying with that, and that is a ajnanam, because I don't know who I am. Essentially, Brahman identifying with non-Brahman or adhyasa. So, tada atmanatma tadhyasa adhyasa mulakatvat. So what is the problem? Problem means I don't know who I am. So mula avidya, the fundamental ignorance. I don't know chemistry, I don't know physics, I don't know biology. There's a different type of ignorance. There's an objective ignorance, and I may live happily without knowing all that. But I cannot live happily without knowing who I am. Why do I need to know who I am? Because I have to transact in the world, and I'm trying to get what I don't have it as though without knowing that I have it. That's the reason. And he already gave example of the missing chain in the neck. That was in the last chapter he gave. He said that his wife gave him a beautiful necklace for his birthday, and golden necklace, and he was very happy, and he wanted to show off. So he ran all the way to his friend's house to show it off, a close friend. And after showing it off, and friend was also very happy, and they discussed a lot of other things, just like normal the discussions for hours and hours they spent perhaps. And he came back after that, and thinking that his wife will be coming back from work or so. So when he came back home, to his horror, he discovered that the necklace is missing. Then he ran 4 miles to his friend's house to find out if he left the necklace there. So he says, no, you didn't leave here. So the friend also helped him looking all over, and at last they found out that he is not missing, he is around his neck only, because it got folded, so he could not see properly. So he is now happy because he found the necklace. He never lost the necklace, but he found the necklace that he did not lose, he found it now. And with that he came back so happily. Now question is, was that 4 miles running was necessary to find out the necklace? If we say yes, actually it's not necessary, because he never lost it. It was all the time with him. If you say no, it was necessary because he was very much worried, and his wife is going to come, and she will be very angry and sad if he lost the necklace. So that was necessary. So either way is a problem. So the correct answer we said is, the 4 miles of running was necessary to discover that 4 miles of running was not necessary. That means all that because he cannot see, he needs a help of a teacher in order to say, you are already what you are looking for, don't come to me, you already have it. So that's what the teacher is going to tell. But that teaching is required in order to turn my attention to what I am seeking is what I am already am. I am the 10th man that I am seeking, I am the 10th man also. That is the knowledge, and that's what has to be understood here. So everything is adhyasa. Adhya means superimposition. Why did something got superimposed for me to get confused? Because your own ignorance only. So ignorance, the avidya janita adhyasa. So ignorance contributes to the projection of something other than what it is. And he gives an example of this Rajju Sarpam, because I do not know what it is, therefore I am projecting something other than what it is, and that's what is called adhyasa. Says that the Satyanuta Mithunikaranam adhyasam. Says that which what is there is an object, and what is not there is a snake. I am projecting snake where it's not there, where the rope is. So Satyam, Anutam, Mithunikaranam is a mixture of these two. And atasmin tad buddhi. So that buddhi, some other knowledge of in what it is there is what is adhyasa. And adhyasa is due to ignorance of not knowing what it is there and projecting something other than it. If just projection at a mental level is one thing, but I transact in the process and that gives me vasanas and so on and so forth. It's not just the adhyasa and not knowing that I'm projecting something, but if I'm projecting a snake where the rope is, it's, oh, that's only a snake. That's not the problem. Then I say I have to save myself from the snake. So all the blood pressure problem, all other real problem are coming in because of that snake projection where the rope is. It's only rope, innocent rope, and lying down there. But I am seeing that as a snake, and subsequently the result of that, because of the ignorance, janita, all other activities come into picture, and the life after life is going on. That's what it is. That's called samsaraha. Samsarati. That means continuously going back and forth. Punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam, jatari sayanam, iha samsare, bahudustare, krupaya vare, pahi murari. So we are asking, request the Murari to help us to defeat. Murari means, Murari is actually ignorance only. Ari is the one who can destroy the ignorance is only knowledge. And that's what we are looking for. So Atma, Anatma, Tadatmya, Adhyasa Mulakatvat, because of the reason of Darsita, Samsarasya, Tadadhyasasya cha, Ajnanam, Karyatvat. So seeing something other than what it is, and also continuously activities resulting of that ignorance is what it is, all the involved. So Ajnana Karyatvat. So ignorance resulting as a karyam, the products result of the mula vidya, fundamental ignorance. It's not ignorance of the particular thing, it is ignorance of basic ignorance called mula vidya. So asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. So these are the from the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, and this is chanted as the requesting the Lord, oh please asatoma sadgamaya, from lead me from non-existence to asat to existence. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, lead me from ignorance to knowledge, and the mrityorma amritam gamaya, from the death to eternal life. This is a request, and all three requests are wrong. Why? Because says asatoma sadgamaya, no, from non-existence to existence. If you are making that request, that means you should be existing already. So if, how can you, non-existence cannot request. So from a temporarily existent to permanent existence, essentially you are looking for, not non-existence. So therefore asatoma means the temporal existence to permanent existence. And mrityorma, that's why mrityorma amritam gamaya, from the death to eternal life. And Krishna already said, jatasya hi dhruvo mrityuhu, anything that born has to die. But understanding that I am never born is the knowledge. That knowledge has to be done. Now this whole Gita Upadesha starts because of that. Natvevaham jatunasam natvam nemi janadipaha nataiva navavishyamaha. Therefore, he said, Panditaha nasochati, nasocyan anyasochatvam, prajnavadam sapashase. So you are crying where there is no reason for you to cry. You are crying where somebody is going to get killed. So even if body gets killed, then the ajoritya shashvatoyam purano nahanyate hanyamane sharire. You don't get killed, body gets killed because you are not the body. So that has to be understood. Anyway, this is a samsaraha, and this samsara is tadadhyasasya cha ajnana karyatvat. This is the result of due to ignorance, is Ignorance is the main problem. Unless you solve the ignorance problem, samsara will continue only. By going up and down and doing anything, meditation, everything is all. Knowledge alone can remove ajnanam. Therefore, ajnana karyatvat. Therefore, he concludes in the next the paragraph, tasmat jnanadeva samsaram nivrittihi. Therefore, ajnana karyatva, because it's due to the ajnanam, ignorance, the whole samsara is, and that can only be removed because of the mula, the fundamental cause has to be removed, and the fundamental cause is, it is not essentially the, I am not this. That is the mula vidya. So, how do I remove the snake when I'm seeing there in the alley? So if I do mantras, put the snake charmer, all those things don't mean anything. That's what he's going to tell here. Tasmat jnanat eva. Only knowledge alone can remove samsaram nivrittihi. This suffering can only be removed by the jnanam. What jnanam? Aham brahmasmi jnanam. That is the fundamental ignorance is I do not know that I am already happiness. If I am already happiness, then why I am looking for anything? So once I know, then I won't look for anything. That's what Krishna says. Says Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partham anogatan atmani eva atmana tushtaha. I am reveling in myself as myself because the self that I revel in is already full. So therefore I don't need anything. Therefore Prajahati sarvan kaman. So all desires are gone because the desire is only to get happiness. Once I am already happy, then what is there? If already up to the finger up to the throat I am full, then if you bring most delicious food that I like, what should I say? Not now. Why? I am full already. So therefore, once you are full, that is, once you are Brahman, Prajahati yada kaman sarvan partha manogatan. All desires are gone. So here, jnanati, only by knowledge alone this can be removed. And he gives the scriptural statement here. Nanya panta vidyate ayanaya. There is no other path other than vidya, other than the knowledge, there is no other path. That's what scripture says. It is Srutischa atramanam. This is the statement that the scripture has made, that na anyaha pantha vidyate ayanaya. There is no other path, anyaha pantha vidyate, there is possible other than the knowledge alone, ayanaya. This comes from the Svetaswara Upanishad, and the whole statement is Shrunvantu Visve Amrutasya Putraha Ayodhamani Divyani Santi Vedahametam Purusham Mahantam Adichavannam Tamasah Parastat Tadevam Viditva Amrutatvam Nidhi Nanya Panta Vidyate Anaya. Says that's what the statement is. Nanya Panta Vidyate Anaya. Why? Vedahamedam, I know it. The scripture, a wise man screams about, a jnani screaming, says, I know, I discovered it. I discovered what? Who am I? So, Vedahamedam, Amrutam, Mahantam. What is the immortality? Because I discovered, it's not something Amrutam is drinking. I recognize that I am already Amrutam. So, Vedaham, that's why it says, I understood. I am Amrutam, I am the immortal. Vedahamitam Amrutam. And the Nanya Pantha Vidyate. And Ayodhamani Divyani Santi. You go, gods, you are also struggling. So he declares, even gods, listen to me, listen to everybody. Shrunvantu Visve Amrutasya Putraha. He calls us, we are the immortality, sons of immortality. That means our birthright to be immortal. Because we are all pure Satchidananda Brahman. So he is screaming out at that, says, you recognize you are that. And how do I get it? Says, Nanya Panta Vidyate Yanaya. No other path other than the knowledge. So here, Ramaraya Kavi, coming up with the Visishtadvaita tradition, screaming out, he says, this is this Shruti's declaration. Therefore, Tasmat Jnanat eva samsaraha nivrittihi. Only by jnanat, only by knowledge only, samsara, this the life after punarapi maranam, punarapi jananam, all this cannot be ended. Only by this you can end this process. And what do I get? The essential again, you don't have to be born and suffer again. And that's what essentially says here. Tasmat jnanateva samsara nivuttihi nanya panta vidyate ainaya iti srutischa atra manam. That is the statement by the scriptures as a provided reference. Adhisthana bhuta rajujnanat aropya sarpam nivrittihi. So, atra nidarshanam. So here the example is Adhisthana bhuta. So Rajju jnanat. By knowing that it is a rope, the aropya sarpam, the superimposed snake, is destroyed. So I cannot destroy the snake, and I know whether it's a poisonous snake or it's an unpoisonous snake. All that I can keep talking about it when it's only rope there. So what phylum does snake belong to? I can start sitting there trying to analyze and all that without knowing it's only a rope. There is no snake even. So how do I know what kind of snake it is? It is a rope snake only. So rope appearing as a snake. So how can I see the truth? By putting a shed light on it. By knowing it is a rope, the snake disappears. How does snake go? What happened to the snake once I see it's a rope? What happened? It went where it came from. Where did it come from? Not from outside. If it came outside, it's a real snake. So it came from my mind, projected there where the rope is. And what happened to the snake? There is no real snake. If I see rope, whatever projection from my mind disappears. And even after it disappears, you will see that the effects of seeing the snake may remain a little bit. So the blood pressure may still be there a little bit. And even though I see a rope now, it was not a snake, but snake janita, that means the sarpa janita, that ignorance created, that will continue for some time until my mind is convinced that it is indeed only rope. There is no snake at all. There is no fear about it. All that has to be, the conviction takes place. And until that conviction, the after effects of seeing that may continue. That's what is called prarabdha karma. So even though a jnani realizes instantaneously aparoksha jnanam, but the results, effects of that body, my intellect, which is product of the jnana, until that drops out, he will continue his life. And thank God he continues, because we need a teacher who is a jnani, and he will be doing loka kalyanam. Whoever goes to him, he will teach, because he has an obligation to his teacher, because he went and learned from his teacher who already realized, but he taught him out of compassion. Same way, a jnani cannot but teach, because out of the Acharya runam. So adhisthana bhuta rajju jnanat aropya sarpam nivrittihi atra nidarshanam. That is the example. Dehendriyadi prapanchasya cha atmani adhyastatvat. Deha indriya adi prapanchasya cha atmani adhyasatvat. Tat adhisthana bhuta brahmatma jnanat aropita tan nivrittihi bhavati natu anyatha. So here he is concluding here what is the cause for it. Adhisthana bhuta rajju jnanat aropya sarpam nivrittihi atra nidarsanam. That is the example, just as a projected snake disappears after after recognizing it is a rope. In the same way, dehendriyadi, deha indriyadi, so the body, senses, adi, means the annamaya kosha, pranamaya kosha, the manomaya kosha, vijnanamaya kosha, anandamaya kosha, all koshas, plus everything else, jagat also, prapanchasya cha, including the whole world that you are seeing, atmani adhyasatva, it's only projection on atma. From Atma is same as Brahman. In the Taittiriya Upanishad, it says Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. He defines the Brahman as Satyam Jnanam Anantam and immediately switches from Brahman to Atma. So, tasmatva etasmat atmana akashat sambhutaha akashat vayu vayu agnihi agnyapa. So, immediate switch is only because Brahman is same as Atma. So, here the Indriya Prapanchasya Atmani, Atmani is same as Brahmani. Adhyastatva, because of superimposition. Superimposition means it's not really superimposition, it's an apparent superimposition. There is no reality because it's a Maya only. Maya means it's not really real, but it is the appearance only. So adhyastatva, tat adhisthana bhuta brahmatma jnanat. So for that, knowing the substantive knowledge of what is the bottom, what is supporting that, if I have that knowledge, so adhisthana bhuta brahmatma jnanat, knowing the brahma atma jnanat, from the paramatma jnanat, once I know what is the Brahman that I am, brahma eva atma or brahmatma jnanat, aropita, the superimposed, so tad nivritti bhavati, this gets destroyed. Once I know that it is a rope, the snake got destroyed. Same way, once I know it is nothing but Brahman, the superimposed, the ignorance, janita, the adhyasa, it gets eliminated. Natu anyatha, no other way indeed. So here he is taking an example of the superimposed, the Rajju Sarpam, but there are other examples also, which like the mirage water. Mirage water is I am seeing in the words are not coming. So in the desert where there is a sun is shining and only sand, at some glancing angle I see water there. And when I'm thirsty and I go for drinking that water, it will keep moving away from me. So there's no water there. It's only sand and dry sand, that too. And I'll become more thirsty by going after that. But once I know it's a mirage water, that the vision of mirage water may still continue there. Whereas in the case of the Rajju Sarpam, once I know it is a rope, the snake complete, because snake came from from my mind projection. It's a geo projection, whereas the projection of the appearance of a mirage water is not geo projection, it is an objective error. Objective error is, it is the creation of the Lord himself as though, so adhisthana, so the Ishvara's creation, and therefore it will continue knowing, but I know that it is not real water. Just as the sunrise and sunset. Sun never rises in the east nor sets in the west. But every day I am seeing sunrise and sunset, knowing very well there is no sunrise and sunset, you are still enjoying sunrise and sunset also. So knowledge does not destroy the appearance, but only I understood. That is what the projections that are due to at the global level or objective errors. And the same as a pencil bending when you have half the pencil inside the water, half the pencil outside the water. Even though pencil is still straight, it appears to be bending. All this, the objective errors may still remain at the transactional level, but I understood the essence that it is not really real, it's only apparently real. That is what essentially. So same way, the apparently real will continue until the body, mind, intellect itself drops out. And in this case, it will take a little longer time for that to take place. So Atmani adhyastatvat tat adhisthana bhuta brahmatma jnana aropita tad nivrittihi bhavati natu anyatha. There is no other way you can get Brahman knowledge, and there is no other way you can get liberated. You may continue all this, all bhakti, everything else, but jnanat or same thing. So in the Viveka Chudamani, there is a very beautiful statement by Shankaracharya. It says the moksha sadhana kamagyam bhaktireva gariyasi. It says moksha sadhana samagyam, of all the paths for the liberation, bhaktireva gariyasi. Bhakti is supreme. So that jnanam is what is being discussed, and jnanam was what the Shankaracharya has been saying, but suddenly how come he switched his party to bhakti? He says, but he defines what is bhakti. So the bhakti he defines is that swaswarupa anusandhanam bhaktirichabhidiyate. Swaswarupa anusandhanam. Swaswarupa means Atma Swarupa Anusandhanam. By understanding what is that Atma that I am, that is the nature of bhakti. And therefore he comes back again. That is the only bhakti, natu anyatha. No other way one can get liberated. This is the sadhana that is emphasized as tasmat jnanatyeva samsara nivrittihi. Therefore only by knowledge alone one can remove. Not any knowledge, it is self-knowledge or Brahman knowledge. And self-knowledge involves that you cannot say I am this. It is by pointing lakshartha that was discussed by Adhyaropapavada or lakshartha jihad adhar lakshana. That's how you can get the self-knowledge. With that we stop here for today. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.